Well, there we finally have it. We have officially gone 1 calendar year with zero news on GTA 6 from Rockstar. This is what they posted this morning on Twitter. Now, for all of us GTA 6 fans, of course, this year has been very disappointing because after the tease of trailer 1, we just wanted to see more of this super awesome looking game. But of course, Rockstar just went silent. Now, hopefully early 2025, we get something from Rockstar, trailer 2, screenshot, something. But on this final day of 2024, something magical actually happened. Well, it didn't happen recently, actually. I'm pretty sure this goes back to when the trailer released last year. But no one noticed until yesterday. Billi Billi. This is a Chinese website. It's basically the Chinese YouTube website. Someone figured out that the GTA 6 trailer 1, if you actually scroll down and you go to the, now this is translated from Chinese, so the translations are probably all off, but if you go to the quality section, there's actually a 4K Ultra HD quality. Now you have to be a member, which I believe is a paid thing on Billi Billi. So not everyone has access to this 4K quality, but someone actually paid, someone got this 4K quality and then uploaded it for all of us to see. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at trailer 1 again for the millionth time, but this time in so much higher resolution. Here is just a little taste of how much different this new version of trailer 1 actually is. On the left is the YouTube version, very compressed. A lot of these smaller details are not really that noticeable, or you can't really make them out. On the right, in this new high quality video, you can almost make out the entire tattoo on her leg and some of the other really small details. So while we didn't get trailer 2 in the year 2024, we got trailer 1 expanded and enhanced in the year 2024. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Now, before we hit play on this, I will just point out a few things. Number one, we're obviously not going to be listening to this with sound. I don't want to get copyrighted. Also, I'm going to try and upload this video in 4K. So make sure you change the quality to the highest you can to hopefully see this. Hopefully it does come across in YouTube. I know YouTube does compress some stuff, but hopefully this stuff does come across in the video. There is a link out there, by the way, to the trailer, to this new high quality version, but it seems to not work a lot of the time. So just, I don't know, try and Google it, go to Twitter somewhere, maybe you can find a new link. But that's why hopefully me uploading this in 4K will give you guys the best quality. But of course, we've all seen how trailer 1 starts. This time though, we have more detail. And honestly, what we're gonna do is just go through this trailer and try and pick out some things that we didn't or couldn't tell from the original trailer 1. Now, specifically though, in this intro scene, I don't think there's anything new we can really make out in this new trailer, although I think I'm an idiot because I just now put it together that this prison we're looking at is actually where Lucia is in the next few scenes. I don't know why I never thought of that before. I guess maybe the only thing that you can tell that's a little bit higher quality is like the water textures. You can see the ripples and stuff in the water a lot more clear compared to the YouTube version. So maybe that's the only thing new in this particular shot. And by the way, if you guys notice anything, for sure, let us know in the comment section. But let's go ahead and move on. Of course, it then goes into the prison, like I was just mentioning. And because of the double chain link fences here, it's really hard to tell, even with the higher quality, like what's going on in the distance here, like beyond the fences. I'm guessing that's just like a parking lot with some cars. I'm not sure if anyone can really tell, you know, specifically what kind of cars these are. This scene though is where we finally can see some of that higher quality detail, especially in her hair. I'm gonna actually put a side by side of this Billi Billi version, which of course what we're looking at here, and then on the right we'll have the YouTube version, and you can see the hair, it's just a lot more muddled. Even in the distance, in the window, it's a lot more muddled, some of those smaller details. So that's the beauty of this new 4K version. Also, we'll see this a few more times in the trailer, these skin details are very clear. Like you can see she has those little bumps on her head. which looks very realistic. You know, human skin isn't completely clear. It's not completely smooth. Even some of like the smaller like dust, like molecules or whatever they're called up here in the top left, because of the sun, you know, reflecting off of them, brightening them up. You can see those in the air. And then also on the right-hand side, these pictures we can see a little bit more clear now. I don't think they really, you know, tell us a whole lot still, but we can actually make out these pictures a lot better now. And even up here at the top right, I'm going to brighten this up a bit. I don't know if I can tell what's written on that note at the top, but maybe if someone has better eyes than me, let us know what's on that note, because maybe that is some more clues that we've never been able to see. And then also just some more smaller details I'm noticing on the actual bed frame. Look at the rust. Look how old and like dirty it looks. Stuff like that is why this game is going to be, you know, the biggest game of all time. Just the details that, like, who cares about that? But Rockstar cares. Again, if we continue forward, like Lucia, you can see some more detail in some of the pictures in the background there. Doesn't, again, tell us anything much, but it is kind of neat to see. Also, details on her, like on her clothing and stuff, looks super high quality. Then we get to the opening credits, you know, the Rockstar Games scene. And a couple of things I've never noticed. We have some cars down here at the bottom left. Is that a Banshee, a green Banshee maybe? Also, we have more detail in some of these like interior shots of the building here. I'm sure that a lot of this stuff is not like enterable, but the fact that it, you know, looks very real, it looks 3D and all that. A lot of games are starting to do that nowadays. So it obviously is good to see Rockstar, of course, is going to do that as well. And you can kind of get an idea of like what a lot of these high-rise buildings are going to look like, at least from the outside. And again, in the distance over here on the right, I mean, it's still very hard to tell what exactly this is, but does look to be hills in the distance, which you don't find hills in Miami. So I do wonder, you know, how that's going to play out in this game. Also, I think it almost looks like this cloud is covering the skyscraper. So it looks like clouds will be low enough at some points where the skyscrapers will actually go into the clouds. That's really cool. And another thing, just a little tiny thing, but we have a nice, colorful, maybe like parking garage over here. So that's a really cool thing I noticed in this shot as well. But let's go ahead and continue. And now this shot, it's been debated if this is Jason and Lucy here on this boat. I don't think it is. Number one, because they both seemingly have long hair, like flapping in the wind. And of course, Jason doesn't have long hair in any of the shots we've seen. So maybe one of these people is Lucy. Like maybe Lucy is driving the boat, but then who the other character is, I'm not entirely sure. More than likely, though, it's just like two redneck people out in the wilderness. And here's a closer look. I guess one's wearing a hat. So yeah, I don't think that's Jason or Lucia. I think that's just two random people. But then, of course, we get to the beach shot. And this is where we can really see some of that higher detail. So again, like I showed at the beginning, we have this lady's tattoos. And it even looks like on the lady on this left, she also has a tattoo or something on her leg. And even on this dude over here on the left, you can see a tattoo on his leg. You can also see the spray coming out of the suntan that he is spraying on that lady right there. Even really, really small stuff. Like, look at this bag. I feel like that's such a high quality looking bag. And it really doesn't need to be, but like, that's why we love Rockstar's games. And it's just crazy to see some of these really, really small details in higher quality. Like down here, we have the suntan lotion just in the sand. We have a cup over here just in the sand. We also have a heart on this lady's butt. She also has a tattoo going down her spine. You can also kind of make out how the sand reacts to where like the water comes in and where people are stepping on it. If we go up here in the distance, I don't know what this first word is, but it says something heights. So I'm guessing maybe that's like an apartment building of some sort. You can maybe make out the logo on the lifeguard truck here a little bit better. I still think it's a little weird how these people are just standing kind of far into the water there. Like I think they should be a little bit deeper, but the fact that this beach goes on so long, and I'm assuming like the whole beach has all of these little details. So that is just mind blowing to me. I'm going to go frame by frame here and watch this little floaty thing that we've probably already seen this before, but it is just really cool to see how it actually reacts to the waves. Like it's in the water. It's reacting to the waves as they come in and as they go out. Not a whole lot new from this scene, but like the first scene, I guess you can just see some higher quality water textures, which is of course just awesome to see. If we continue, we have Lucia here and Jason in the car at night. You can just see some better detail, on her dress, especially the way the light like shines off of it. Also the carbon fiber on the back here of this car. And I'm guessing you probably could have made this out in the YouTube version, but on this higher quality version, I'm noticing that Lucia, it seems like she has makeup on here. Her eyes, maybe those are like extensions or some sort of mascara. Jason down there just enjoying the view as Lucia, is celebrating whatever this is from. Then we get to the strip club scene where some of the darker details can actually be made out. Let me move that up. You can see on the floor the dollar bills in much better quality. I'm still curious if we could just like rob this. Like, can we just go in there and pick up all the money and just leave? I think that would be pretty funny. That's like a Rockstar thing to do. And honestly, one thing that I was wrong about, I thought that this person had some sort of mask on because that's what it looked like. It looked like a mask from GTA Online, but that was just because it was dark in the YouTube version. We can actually see they are just wearing sunglasses and a hat inside. They're actually not wearing a mask because you can actually make out their mouth. Also, a lot of the details are like tattoos and such. You can see now, I don't know if this can tell us any new information, but it is cool to see these details again. Also on the back of this guy's shirt, it says Dolls of Destruction, and then it's hard to make out what's underneath it. Maybe if we, nope. It says something about skeletal crew, maybe. I'm not sure if, that's a clue for something else in the game. Again, like I was mentioning with Lucia, you can see the details on like the skin and stuff, and his hair, I guess, as well. Super, super high quality, super realistic looking. I mean, even small things, like it looks like he has a little scar on his chin there. Even though it's not in focus, I don't know if anyone can make out what this ad up here at this billboard, is. We then move to this scene. Of course, over here on the left, you can make out some of the details on the balconies. We actually do see, is that maybe an NPC there? It is still hard to tell even with the details. But one thing I noticed, and I'll play this frame by frame, look at these lights on this toll road thing. They do actually flicker like, normal toll lights, I guess, would. So that's really cool. I didn't really notice that the first time watching this, on the YouTube version. Even some of the lights up here looks like they kind of flicker. And again, with the water textures, just in the distance here, you can see the reflection actually of these buildings in the water. Then we have the chameleon in higher quality. And also, whatever this guy is eating, actually, that bag looks relatively high quality there. And even super, super small things I'm just picking up on now, like this license plate has a light on it, which I think is required. And even this car in the distance here also has a light on the license plate, so it illuminates. I don't think that was in GTA 5. If we zoom in here, you can just see like the clothing on the NPCs a little bit more clear now, so you can get a better idea of what these NPCs, at least on the beach here, are going to look like at night. Like we even just have an NPC here. It looks like there's a waiter like waiting on them. That's how detailed, things are. You're actually going to see NPCs, living in the world. Again, with just the minor details, we actually have some candles up here. I didn't realize that's what that was, but these are, maybe they're real, maybe they're fake candles. I mean, it's a game, so who really cares? But candles as the lighting up here. Even there's a fan. Like there's just a fan blowing on all of them back here because I'm sure it's really hot. So the realism there. Also clothing as well. You can see that this woman here has a really interesting looking piece of clothing there. And I think this is inside, but there's a lot of greenery that makes me wonder if this could also just be outside. Like over here on the far right, you can actually see the green from some sort of plant. Above the candles, there's some sort of plants. Over here on the left, we have a plant at the top. You can see another big plant. Could all be fake, could all just be inside, but it would be cool if this is something that you could just come across in the city somewhere at night. Not a whole lot new in this particular scene, just because the camera is just far enough away that even with the higher quality, you can't really tell a whole lot. I guess maybe up here on the island, it looks to be there's a little campfire. Don't know what that's all about. You can still see those, I'm assuming manatees maybe in the water there. There's a lot of boats, which of course we could see in the YouTube version, so nothing new there. Now, of course, we have the higher quality version of this girl. I don't think this is Lucia. There's still a debate on if this is Lucia or not. I don't think it is, but maybe this new higher quality version will help that debate out. Again, it's just the small things I'm now noticing, like this lady's drink. It's two colored. It's like yellow on the top, then red at the bottom. Like, why did Rockstar have to do that? They didn't, but it's there. Also, the reflections on this lady's skin, because of course she just probably got out the water or something, so she's wet, and you can see that there's actually a reflection there from whatever's to the right. In this scene, one thing I'm noticing, like, is there a reflection on this guy's sunglasses? It almost looks like there is. Like, that's the level of detail maybe we can now see here. Even other like tattoos, it looks like she has a tattoo like on her like rib cage kind of there. So I'm guessing like the customization is just going to be crazy in this game, which probably is to be expected. We got 4K twerking. So yeah, there you go. I don't think this scene is going to really tell us a whole lot. There's nothing crazy detailed in that particular shot, so we'll just sort of skip through it. We had the nighttime shot, I guess the music video. And in this higher quality shot, I don't know what these little bumps are around this car. I don't know if that's like part of the road, or if that's something that's like a droppable item. Even, I guess they're back here, so I don't know what that could be. We also have some people sitting and standing on the car there, which is interesting. Call me crazy, but is this guy naked, or is that person naked? Like, is that the crack? Like, what's going on there? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me in a Rockstar game. But you can actually see the detail on the street like a lot better, a lot more clear. Now over here on the left, the cracks in the concrete, even the bricks on the like the walkway here, you can see them in a lot more detail. Even like the man covers like down here in the bottom, you can just see with a lot more detail. We also have people up on balconies, which I've never noticed before, maybe because it was too dark. We still have this guy up here just like is that Batman? Like, what is happening? What is this guy doing? He's just out there. I don't know what he's doing. We have the police break-in scene here, and it's hard to really tell what's happening, but something does like blow up there. You can also see Chop up here at the top in a little bit higher quality. And I guess maybe just some of the, if I move this out the way again, some of the smaller like accessories perhaps that we can use, like stuff on their belts, maybe something over here on this left. It looks like on the left hand side over here, is that handcuffs, I'm guessing. Even like the gloves that he's wearing look a little bit more tactical. Making out some of the stuff on these signs up here. This actually says toll by plate, I think. So like, are we gonna have to pay tolls in this game if we go down certain roads? Like, are we gonna get charged an extra fee if we don't have the toll tag or something? That would be a pretty funny thing for Rockstar to implement. We have a higher quality shot of this old man who's naked, basically watering his grass in the rain while there's a massive puddle that he's basically standing in. So classic Rockstar humor there. Then we get the mud people. You can actually see these people in the distance, sort of mud wrestling on their knees. I think before this, it kind of was hard to tell if they were like standing up, if this was kids or something, but I think you can clearly see their feet. So they're just on their knees, mud wrestling. I seriously doubt we'll end up getting like kids in a GTA game. That would just be a little too crazy, I think, for Rockstar. Even the level of like detail on the mud on this character looks crazy to me. Like, there's different types of mud. It looks like some of it's caked on, some of it's just like dirt. Some of it is more wet than others. Also, I guess you can see some details in her face a little bit clearer now as well. Also, look at the detail on Jason's arm, like the veins and stuff popping out. That's kind of cool, kind of crazy looking. And I guess you also have maybe a little bit better look at the interior of this car. And just look at the details on his face. His eyes, almost a green, which I didn't really know before. The stubble, his eyebrows, the wrinkles and stuff on like next to his eyes. And same goes for Lucy. Again, you can see her skin. It's not perfect, which like it shouldn't be, right? That's not real. And one thing that is interesting up here on her forehead, it looks like she does have kind of a scar there. From what? I'm not entirely sure, but I think we do get a better look at that here in a second. But even the skin on her arms, like it's not just completely smooth, because that's not how skin would be. Even the wrinkled money, it just looks so nice. And I've never noticed this, but maybe because of the higher quality, it almost looks like this car is smoking. So I know it's obvious, look, it's not realistic. If a car flips over, it's not just going to explode, but I wonder if they might bring that mechanic back from the OG games, where if a car does take enough damage and flips over like this, maybe, I don't know, maybe it just catches on fire and explodes. Maybe that could be a fun little thing. I don't know how they do it in a way that's not completely goofy, but I am noticing that this car is smoking here. Here we have a cleaner look at sandal physics. Her foot is actually off the ground, but the sandal is still there. So we got sandal physics. We also can see the tire physics a little bit better because, of course, he's putting all of his weight on this back tire. You can see it is indented there. Over here on the right, watch this NPC. She actually is running. I've never noticed that before, from the bike gang. She's actually like trying to get out the way before she gets run over. In this shot, we can actually make out the text on the signs here, and I wonder if that'll help the map making people, if that'll give them some new information. So that's really cool. Now this is where we see a lot of these super crazy detail. Like, look at the detail in this store. Like, in the distance here, look at the detail on the bottles, on the bags of chips. This is crazy to me. This is just probably a random gas station, and Rockstar went through and made them that detailed. Like, made all these little things that detailed, and you probably can't even interact with this. I mean, maybe you can destroy all this stuff, but even back here, we have the fishing gear, the nets, the actual fish on the plaque there. Here, you can also see that scar again, the little, like, there's a little black line here on Lucia. We also have the download the fizz, is that what that says? For the E. Cola livery, which we've seen in GTA Online. If I pause this where she's not moving, you can just see the detail on like where the hair connects with the face. And I know this sounds so stupid. Like, who cares about that sort of stuff? But I do. Like, and I think a lot of people who like Rockstar titles, they enjoy these small little details that you don't really find in other games because no one cares about them, right? So it's just awesome to see this really high quality work being done on these characters. Oh, the sign said spread the fizz, not download or whatever the fizz. So there you go. E. Cola, spread the fizz. But even more stuff in the distance here, just like the details in this freaking store is just mind blowing. Now we have this scene here with Jason and Lucia in the car, you know, doing the little drifting. If we do continue, one of the big questions that people had was some of these stickers here on the back of this car. Like, what were some of these? Well, if we continue forward, we can actually make them out. So one of them has something to do with a hippie. We also have like a little peace sign there. We have this bumper sticker that says arrest Andrew Bode, maybe? And it looks like this sticker up here also says the Andrew Bode with a line through it. Is that a politician? Is that like an Andrew Tate sort of character that they're satiring? I think here it's pretty clear that this isn't like the shape of Florida, this bumper sticker. It's a blue sticker with a yellow sun on it with maybe some words, or it's like cut or something on it. There's also another sticker over here that says save the bees. So are Jason and Lucia, like, are they environmentalists? Like, what's going on here? And then bam, we get the high quality shot of Lucia over here, obviously on top of Jason. The hair detail on this shot is just really awesome to see. Like, I love that. And we have the hair physics, the chest hair physics on Jason down here. And you get some more looks at, you know, the details on his face, especially his scar over here on his right side, or his left side, I should say. But just look at the detail here on his face. Like, that is insane. Like, this is why Rockstar, they might delay the game, because they're doing this level of detail, I guess. It almost looks like he has earring holes. So did Jason pierce his ears? Like, I don't know, but that's actually something I didn't notice until now as well. So like, yeah, you're just seeing all these small little details in this new 4K trailer. And we can actually make out in this final shot in the distance, that is a hill. It's not a very big hill, but it is a little, it's a rocky little hill there. So presumably that is further north in Florida. You know, maybe this is like a Georgia, you know, IRL equivalent. Because I don't think in Florida there's any sort of hills, but you can see some of the text on the doors and stuff a little bit clearer. And you can actually make out the hair on Jason's arm here, on his forearm, at least in this shot. Like, and then of course it ends with them robbing the gas station. And you can actually see her scar here on her forehead a little bit clearer now. Maybe it's a little bit more pronounced. So I do wonder if maybe like this trailer is in reverse, because she has the scar here. It's a little bit more pronounced, where before we saw it was a little less pronounced. So maybe, you know, it's healing or whatever. But that is trailer 1 in 4K in a new higher quality. And I guess even you can see the dirt on the freaking windows up here. So we really ended up getting trailer 1.5, I guess, before we got trailer 2. I know this has been a super long video, but hopefully we went into detail and you got to see some new higher quality stuff that you haven't seen before with GTA 6. You know, we didn't get anything this year, anything new this year from Rockstar, but I guess this is maybe a little consolation prize to end the year. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA 6 content. And if you want to find this video, it's out there, but I don't know, good luck. It kind of took me a bit to actually find this 4K video and to actually download it. So hopefully you guys, if you want to look at it, you know, hopefully you can find it out there. But thank you guys. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.